What's up, lovelies? It's Saturday, but like happy morning. um, I completed the Meg series, which was actually really, really good. So there was like a lot of things that came up for me when I watched it. I mean, a lot of things come up for me when I'm watching anything. I'm just not watching something. I internalize and just how it connects to me, or how it can connect to me in any way. So if you don't know Mike Tyson, he's like a boxer. While watching it, I did not really connect to the actual like fighting of it. It was more interesting for me to know about his story and, his upbringing and things like that. I found that a little odd today that, the boxing didn't really connect to me so much. Just considering some things that I went through within my life. So as a kid, well, let me just start with, I'm not condoning like domestic violence anyway. But I know of like having rage and anger within me and kind of just like exploding. And that's something that I can definitely say that within his story I connected to, but it was more so this morning that it came up to me, and I find that good because that lets me know that energy that I once felt about putting my hands on someone, it just seems as if it's not relevant for me anymore. So I would like to talk about that. So when I was young, growing up, I don't remember how old I was, but there were several instances where I witnessed my mother, I guess I didn't see it as abuse because I guess in my head I thought only a man can abuse a woman. Like if a woman is putting her hands on a man, it's because, he did something, and women don't do that for no reason. And that's just how I thought. But as I'm older, like, I had to learn, like, that's still domestic violence. Like, it doesn't matter. Whoa, my forehead looked a little, I guess it was the way the light was shining on it, but it does look a little, anyway. It's still domestic violence. So I remember seeing like these instances where, my mom would just like attack my dad, and, my dad, I never saw him put his hands on her. He was more so defending himself. And I remember how this made me feel as a kid. And I even connected to like one of my siblings a while back ago when and asked her, how did that make you feel? Like, because I understand, like, within experiences we can internalize them in a different way. So how I took that experience with me into my adulthood, or even just growing up, because I remember being a teenager and having, a boyfriend. I would say he was like my first real boyfriend, and there would be times that he would lie. Like, he was a compulsive cheater, and still, that is no reason for someone to place their hands on someone in a like evil or negative way, out of anger. But he was a compulsive liar and a cheater. And every time, why do I feel like I'm out of breath? This is pretty big because I didn't want to talk about it, but I really felt guided to talk about it. But I used to hit him. I used to punch him. I used to every time that he would lie, I would hit him, scratch him, something, anything that I could do. And now, well, as I'm older, I understand that was a very toxic relationship. Obviously, if someone is lying and cheating, they shouldn't be in my life. But I don't know. It was like, I don't know. I guess due to what I saw as a kid and how even after that would happen, my parents were still together. So again, like I spoke about yesterday, we show love the way that it was shown to us. And this was always something that I wanted to heal. This is something that I thought that I could control on my own.